Ta-da, there we go. There's always a little delay there, folks. Welcome to the Truth Serum. Um, if you're new here, come hang out. We cover a lot of stuff. I'll charge you the same price. Go get a coffee, water, a drink. Come hang out with me. We're back and rolling. I'm going to talk about a couple things, and we're gonna talk about the mafia and the debts collectors, the bone collectors and stuff like that. And we'll start off. We got a real big show. What about the California dreaming? Fire alert. We're going to talk about that for a second. And then we're going to talk about what some of the misconceptions you might see or know historically about the loan sharking and that kind of stuff. I'll help you out. You're from California, huh? EB23. You could thank your governor over there for turning off the water, okay? You could thank the governor, the beautiful Governor Newsom. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And your mayor, and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, whoo, they can't even get the alerts right. They had 5 false alerts. They're all woked out DEI. They were having a special meeting today for the California lawmakers. We're gonna get into the mafia after this, but we got to rock and roll a little. They had a special council today for the California lawmakers. It wasn't to address the California fires, as you might be aware of if you're paying attention. EB23. It was for their preparation for Donald Trump's presidency. What does that even mean? Well, they're holding a special council for the preparation of Donald Trump's presidency. These fruity pie woked out DEI, the mayor Karen Bass, she smashed out. She froze on camera. Oh, that's good, EB23. Stay safe, buddy. Well, EB23, they got what they voted for. There's no sympathy here. There's no sympathy for them. I know there's regular people, and I understand that. Then get out and vote Republican. That's all. I won't cry any rivers. So, plus they cut the fire department budget. Now, since I've been knee-high to a tadpole, all I've saw on TV, I'm 61 years old, all I've saw on TV for 55 years is deadly California fires for 50-something years. So it's fire season. They cut the budget. Why did they cut the budget, EB23? The budget for the fire department resources in California and Los Angeles and everywhere else. Well, drum roll, please. Well, they cut the budget because they had to make a little room in that budget for all those illegal aliens coming in. Holler at your boy, Governor Newsom, and Los Angeles Mayor Karen DEI hire Bass. De Niro and all of them, they're watching their house burn down. Isn't that ironic? They're watching their house burn down. Right in the foreground, there's a huge ocean. What? You didn't want to buy a water pump for $4,000? A 70-year-old and an 80-year-old put a pump. They ran it 50 yards to their house. A 70-year-old and 80-year-old wife, and they soaked their house down. Oh, these actors and actresses, I don't feel sorry for none of them. Burn. John Travolta's doing a sequel. They're putting the arrangements together, folks. They're putting the arrangements together, allegedly, that he's going to do another movie, and they're putting contracts together now, and I believe it's called Disco Inferno Part 2. Cisco Inferno Part 2. Okay? So, they were sending out all the wrong emergency alerts. And where's the mayor going? She wants to flee the city, and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass going on a trip to Africa. Well, she should stay there. She should stay there. She should go with Jean-Claude Pierre too. Yeah. The infrastructure and the pipes and all the water and everything. They got water. They have water. Who shut the hydrants off? Who shut the hydrants off? There's something beneath the surface here that's going on. You know. California dreaming on a Democratic day. I could see the fires from so far away. From so far away. California's burning. What do the Democrats say? Forgive me, folks. I'm a little crazy. Now, all those Democrats out there, they're all eating crow. They're all eating crow. They're all eating crow. Why is it just burning? Watch that YouTube content creator. His name's either Tom Wicks or Tom Hicks. He went on his motorcycle and got beautiful content. He's riding all over the place. There's firemen and fire trucks just watching everything burn to the ground. Watch him. It's Tom Hicks or Tom Wicks. He goes on a motorcycle and he gets right into the beef of it, right into the fires. He goes around. It's a half-hour video. The DEI hire fireman didn't know how to put a hose into the fire hydrant. DEI fireman didn't know how to put a hose into the fire hydrant. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust airline pilots that could be DEI hires. I don't trust anybody. You got all these unqualified people holding what could be very critical, important, and dangerous if they're not qualified. So they cut the budget, huh? They cut the fire department's budget. And the fires aren't over. They're not over. The fires, it's only starting. It is only starting. And then they got the helicopter dropping a little spray on something. Like, then we see the pictures of the helicopters dropping a couple of whatever it is, that doesn't put a dent in it. They are so whacked out and woked out in that California. It's insane. Now, well, the truth serum, they had those Santa Ana winds that come around every year. The truth serum, they have the Santa Ana winds. Oh, yeah, they get up to 70, 80 miles an hour. No kidding, Sherlock. It's been going on since the beginning of time. Prepare for it. Have your resources in order. Spray down. Where's the water? They have a ton of water. That senior citizen couple, they were on point. They ran a pump right to the ocean. And they alternated shifts. 80-year-old couple. They alternated shifts. They sprayed their house down. Everything else burned up. I think Robert De Niro has, good. Yeah, go ahead, that woke Robert De Niro. Go ahead. Burn up. Yeah. Crazy. They're holding special the lawmakers are holding special meetings to prepare for Donald Trump. Excuse me, lawmakers. There's fires raging. There's fires raging all over the place, in case you haven't noticed. Wow. There ain't going to be nothing left but smoke. Literally and figuratively. Wow. All right. That's the current news. Let's talk about these um the loan sharks, the bone collectors, and things that feel better to talk about. Okay, as you folks are well aware of, my godfather did a lot of work for the Colombo family, and of course, you all know what that entails. You guys know what the job description is for that, but you sometimes you're collecting. Well, what kind of debt is this? Is it a debt from a gambling debt? Or did somebody borrow 35,000 and now they're not paying it back? So a lot of times, so they think that the mafia, people just in general, regular civilians, they'll think the mafia doesn't uh have mercy on people that owe money. Well, it's a lot different if somebody borrows 35,000 off the mob than it is if somebody loses 35,000 gambling. Okay? So, if somebody loses 35,000 gambling and they've lost a ton of money before and they lose tens of thousands and they've been a loser, a chronic loser, the mafia might relieve that. The mafia might say, we don't need to get somebody whacked over this or that. Oh, and then you say, well, the mafia, the public, Joe Public will say, well, the mafia looks soft. They ain't worried about any reputation or anything. Oh, the Colombo family is soft on. Oh, did you hear Gambino? Did you hear Luke Casey? Did you hear Genovese? The mafia. The mafia's freaking relieving debts and everything like that. It ain't like they post it on the news like so they have to be very discerning. Hey, James Barrett, sorry about that. They have to be very discerning on when they want to attack somebody, when they want to scare somebody, or when they want to smash somebody out. Okay? Dead men can't pay any debts. Dead men can't pay any debts. So, well, that might look bad. My godfather was hanging somebody out of a window and um, it led to something bad, but it was an accident. It was a scare tactic, but it worked out bad. Kind of didn't work out all right. Things happen, but it might not be the perception that the regular people think. Because I used to ask the old man Sam when I would hear them talking, and I'd say, Sam, what's going to happen? This guy owes $40,000. He goes, Jojo, what do you think? He's lost a ton of money to me, Jojo. He's lost a ton of money to me. What am I going to take a freaking an assault charge or a manslaughter charge, to get this? These guys are already wealthy. He's already very, very wealthy. You think he wants to take a murder rap or an assault rap because a guy owes 35,000? My godfather used to get hired. Sometimes it would work like this. Thanks, James. Hang in there, buddy. Yeah. Hey, Viv. Sometimes it would work like I ain't gonna slurp because if I watch somebody slurp, I would turn them right off. But no, I don't because sometimes I slurp by accident. But let's get into it. They might tell my godfather, John owes 30,000, Jim owes 20,000, Tom owes 10,000. It's all bad debt. It's all bad debt. It seems like it's uncollectible, and you can't whack them, and you can't assault them physically. So, Mickey, whatever you get off of these uh, bad payers, bad actors, whatever you get, we'll split. We'll split. So he used to try different things, different fear tactics, and tie them up, put them in the basement, get a blowtorch, and then sometimes they their amnesia would go away. Yeah, there was a guy that owed a big debt, big debt, and they were intended. They were going after him, and going after him, and so they were. My godfather was was on him and everything, and they were trying to get him for a couple of months. Hey, Irish Jimmy Joe, uh, and he was really refusing to pay, really refusing to pay. But in his own house, they got him in the basement, and they stripped him down. And when that blowtorch came out, and he was naked, tied to a chair, that amnesia went away. He said, "No, Mick, I got it right upstairs in the bottom drawer. You make us go through all this dodging and all that? What?" Some of those degenerate gamblers, they just didn't care. They would just refuse to pay, and until they're hemmed up, and then well, let me call somebody up, and all of a sudden you got the money magically comes. But then they get barred. They can never gamble again. After that, they could never gamble again. And then there's kind of a untold network between the families, because this is a gambling ring, and the five mafia families, they would lay money off in gambling. They would lay money off, like accounting. They don't want to take too much money on a team, then they'd lay off some of that money to another family or whatever like that. So they had an information network, their own little IT network within them, and they'd say, "We got a bad actor over here. We just settled with him. If he comes over to if he wants, we're just giving you a heads up. He's a bad actor. Don't let him gamble. Don't let him gamble with you, because it's all gonna cause trouble." And what happens when people are in fear and they can't pay their debts and they think they're gonna get whacked? What happens? What do they do? A guy owes 50,000. He can't pay. He's been warned many times. Then what is this guy liable to do? He's liable to call the FBI up and say, "I'm in fear of my life. The mafia's gonna kill me. I'm a degenerate gambler. Put a wire on me. Put a wire on me. Let's do this. Let's do that." So Irish Jimmy Joe, new guy. James Barrett, nice try. Nice try, James Barrett. Get out of your mother's basement and come upstairs and have some lunch, all right? Have some lunch. Have some lunch. Have a little lunch. Get off those video games, all right? Where you from, Jimmy Joe? My brother Jimmy's in town. Wow. You can't make this stuff up, folks. I was going to start Ireland, of course. I get a lot of Ireland in here. Top of the morning to you. So yeah, that's crazy. I got yeah, they run to the feds. Yeah. They run to the feds. When the heat gets I'm gonna do another video. This Mafia Graffiti. I'm gonna do another video. Whoops. Of a wise guy named Gino. A wise guy named Gino. And I'm gonna do Gino's greatest moments. That'll be coming up in the future. I'm also gonna do this guy that had a speech impediment. This wise guy had the weirdest speech impediment, and stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, check out the beginning of my video when you're done, Jimmy Joe. Check out the video, and I give my uh, dissertation on that California. Mr. Rockford, how's it going, bud? And then I got applying for a job at Murder Inc. That was just an interview. I might have told it before, but I want to refresh the new people in here. So yeah. And then there was a guy they used to call the crybaby killer. He was a psychopath. And then the other guy that had a speech impediment, but you know, we got some good juice coming down the line. All right. It's Mafia Graffiti. It's Mafia Graffiti, folks. They have no water over there in California, Jimmy Joe. No water. No water. There's an ocean There's an ocean. Last I saw, there was an ocean. There's an ocean right there. Who turned the water off? Huh, Governor Newsom? Who turned the water off? Yeah. Mafia Graffiti. You want to read it? There's a book in the description, Jimmy Joe. The link is in the description if you want to throw a bologna sandwich down my throat. Yeah, did he? Oh, boy. As the world turns, boy, what always stories. And, well, this is just a Mafia Graffiti, and we just throw stuff around. We talk about some current events, but I don't like to really get into politics because they shut me down before. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because they'll. Thank you, Irish Jimmy Joe. It's a memoir of divine intervention that came in many times. Divine intervention, and also the mob memoir. I think it's $8 on Amazon. Oh, you know what? My book got reviewed. And the top new author, I'm the top new author. I sold 11 copies. What do you mean? Top new author? What? Top new author? Wait till I do the Mafia Graffiti book. It's not going to be where you have to follow. You have to follow chronologically speak. You know, a storyline and everything. It's just going to be all anecdotal stuff, all different things, all you know, like the greatest hits, the you know, the greatest hits album. Thank you, Irish Jimmy Joe. The greatest hits album. I'm not a guy that retired with all kinds of money and all that stuff. I'm not some old time wise guy that has wealth and everything like that. No, I don't. I don't claim to be you know. Nah, they don't. The reviews and all that, it's really inconsequential. If I had somebody, the only thing that could help the sales of my book is some well publicized person in big media that would say, "Hey, I read a book. You got to check this book out." A shout out. The only thing that could help the sales of my book is a shout out from a person that has a huge audience, you know, on social media or network media. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. Do people still read books? I don't know. I can write. Better than all. I can write any kind of story there is. But I'm gonna do the Mafia Graffiti. But I want to position myself in a little better place where I rushed through this book. I rushed through it because I just wanted to put the information down, a hobby of mine, and just get that down. But I got bigger. A Mafia Graffiti book would be more attractive to the consumers. You know, where they don't have to follow a timeline and get immersed in stories. Yeah, there's little miniature stories in there, but you could just turn to any place in the book and read something, you know. Yeah. I know, and I gotta integrate pictures into the book, but I'm not a guy that's gonna those people are dead, and Angelo, I don't know if he's died in jail. I don't know. I don't know if he passed away in jail because there's no more communication. Uh, but I got some basic pictures, basic pictures like that where uh you know, yeah, I got some good basic pictures. But yeah, I'll have to put I don't have a lot, but so yeah. Hey Lee Montoya, what's going on? What's going on out there in Utah? All those Mormons. How many wives you got, Lee? From the Mormon Tabernacle. How many I gotta get out to Utah. Maybe take 4 or 5 brides. No, forgive me, God. Forgive me, God. Forgive me, God. So yeah, in the mob, you got accounts receivable. You got it's very careful on how somebody owes. What came about to a guy owing 15,000? Yeah, he's a monk. What came about? What were the events that led to a guy owing 37,000? Uh, See, the loan sharks, the mafia loan sharks, they got so greedy. They got greedy on the interest. You borrow 20,000 in 2 months, it looks like 30,000. And then after that, you know, so you have those kinds of outstanding debts, accounts receivable. And then you just have the debts that people, big betters that they have trusted, lose, and they can't pay back. So an enforcer or a collector, it's a different approach. It's a different approach. Or if a captain or somebody gets so peed off and just says, "Yeah, hello," throw them in the river or something like that. You know, but yeah, yep. That all those guys, 80%, 90% of those guys were all degenerate gamblers. They never won. They never won. They never won. I got in trouble the one time where I knew the guy was in debt. One of the guys was in big debt or something. And I asked a guy in a crew that I was a little closer to, and I says, "We got to find out what Ricky's betting and just bet the opposite." I didn't really care about betting and all that. So we did just as a silly strategy because the guy never won. The guy never won. He was always peed off and all that. And then so he found out that we bet the opposite of his teams, and he got all mad and everything. And he says, "It was your idea, Jojo. Yeah, Johnny told me it was your idea." I said, "No, we were just playing around." "You jinxed me. You jinxed me." I said, "We were just playing around. We just happened to like those teams." "Well, every one of those teams were the opposite of my team, I bet." I said, "No, it was a coincidence." Oh, wow. Mm, mm. I watch all those turf courses on FanDuel TV, and they got all the turf races, Jimmy Joe. Yeah. I'm drinking coffee. I'm an old man, Lee. I'm an old man. I drink coffee, caffeine, nicotine. Nah, I would never go on Mike Francis or Sammy the Bull's podcast. Never. I'll stay broke. I'll stay broke. I don't. Mm-mm. Mike's winding down. Mike's winding down. I'm not gonna do anything like that. I got the. I'm not gonna go through all that, but I got the recording of his mother saying we never saw a penny of that tax scheme money. I got a recording of it, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let him burn up out there in California or wherever, whatever the hell he's doing. Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. I got to do my show. I got to be entertaining, and wherever it goes, it goes. I'm done trying to be the sheriff. There's no value to it. Them guys are fizzling out, and they had big channels, but there ain't anybody left. Them dinosaurs are gone. I'm 61 years old, but I got a million stories. We got Mafia Graffiti over here. So if I can rise up, they turn my channel back on. I'm not going to swear, and I'm not going to do politics. Just that little reply to California fires, and that's that. I don't want to get shut down for another 2 years. I don't want to do that. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you hit the like button, do you like me? I need validation. And if anybody needs any psychological help, contact me. And I used to give therapy and psychology. Look at that. Look at that puss. I used to give therapy. Sometimes I used to try to give unintended therapy to some of the wise guys in the crew. And I would ask certain questions. And then they would say, "Oh, what are you trying to do here, Jojo? What are you trying to do?" I said, "No, I'm just trying to ask a question. It seems like you're stressed and then you're in fear. No. So it's crazy. No, John. I talked to him before, and he gave me my first shout out on the social media. Yeah, John gave and so did Mikey Scars. Mikey Scars came in here with RJ. I like Mikey Scars. I don't care about who's a rat, they're a rat, and all that. You know. Yeah, there's some mafioso that ended up inside the nut house. Yes. Yes. There's actually a story I'm gonna do about the guy that had the speech impediment. Keep your eyes and ears open for that. He got committed, then he got out. And he had a breakdown. He got a breakdown. He had a breakdown. And then I'll tell that story. And then he developed a certain type of tick that is crazy afterwards. And good guy, Brian, in the concrete business too. And so there you have it. Mikey Scars, I like he tells the stories, and RJ is his co-host, and I like the way they roll there. And he was in here last episode, and give me a little encouragement. We all need encouragement. You know, we all need validation. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not getting crazy anymore. I know psychology. I'm well versed in many fields of knowledge, and I know the psychological aspect about human behavior. And that's why, if there's people struggling, get a hold of me. We'll figure something out. And otherwise, I don't know. I'm just offering a helping hand, but not for free. Not for free. Nothing's for free anymore. Nothing's for free. That's all. Thank you. Share the video. What else we got on the list? Where's my producer? Where's my director? Where's my I don't know. I don't have fancy editing. I don't have this is just grassroots. But I communicate with the people in here. You want to communicate with them other guys? They charge you a super chat. They charge you a super chat, and they'll tell you some more lies. Pay. I got the Elvis, but this is the Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow come with the Elvis. I think I'm getting male pattern baldness. What the hell's going on here, Jimmy? What did you start? What did you start here? Male pattern baldness. I think I got a few more years left. So we got some good juice coming on the Mafia Graffiti. We got some good juice. I was just trying to explain on how that the debt collection went down. Now I knew Big Gene DeFrancisco. That was more or less related to. I met him at the racetrack. Actually, real good guy, treacherous. The Rochester mob doesn't get a lot of publicity or stuff like that, or the Cleveland mob. Anybody could be a dangerous mofo. Some people. Well, if a gangster ain't from New York City, then they're not really a qualified gangster. There are sick people in any geographical area on planet Earth. And the Rochester mob were just as psycho or worse than New York mob. The Cleveland mob, too. I used to make deliveries. I was an errand boy. I used to make deliveries, and a couple times I had to go out. Usually I had to. Usually I had to go to New York and back, deliver the milk and bread. It was a big gambling ring, but they're classy and polite. Everybody's classy and polite, but when things go strange. But Cleveland rock and roll, Schenectady rock and roll, Binghamton rock and roll. They had a big network, a big gambling ring network, and what comes with that is people trying to collect money. People trying to collect money. My godfather, that was one aspect of his job, to collect. And then another aspect of his job was if somebody was to get smashed out. And he wasn't a made guy. He was his own freelance entity. And if somebody had any work for him to do, it was mostly with the Colombo family, but he didn't discriminate. If another family needed something, he can entertain that. But people owed a lot of money, and it's the mafia will address it in a certain way. Was it a straight up loan? Did the mob hand a guy 20,000 and now the guy's not paying back? But then dead man can't pay their bills. A guy lost 20,000 betting on football. Well, so there's certain discretion you have to use on, and of course, I'm just giving you platonic information, but they know. Oh, Angelo's over here. We know what he could come up with, or what they know the people personally and what their ability is to raise money. But sometimes you have to use tactics or violence to make them, because some people just don't want to pay until they're backed into a corner with a boom boom, and then all of a sudden they can get the money. So yeah. Mm. Yeah, I monetized. Vivian says YouTube should be paying you. You have ads. That mean, yeah. So when this video is over, I will make 3 cents. So all donations will be greatly accepted. There's a super chat and there's a cash app. I don't want to be like a beggar, but just hit the like button and share the video, and we'll just rise up the subscribers, because I know it's hard to do. I know it's hard economic times. Believe me. So, what else we got in here? What else? I'm not gonna. Oh, Elvis, Elvis Harris. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's 10 degrees outside, and I'm wearing a summer shirt. I'm wearing a summer shirt. Let me see. Where's my producer? Oh, oh, okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, James Rockford. Thank you, man. Thank you, Rockford Files. These guys are good. Then I feel guilty for saying that afterwards. I feel guilty after that. You guys are gracious enough to hang out with me. Crazy old man, you're gracious enough to hang out with me. Thank you, James Rockford. They all got nice names. They all got cool names. I got gypped. I was Jojo the dog face boy. That's terrible. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a little thing. The next video about a guy that his vocabulary was so bad. His vocabulary was so bad. I think he made it to fourth grade or something. He got kicked out in fourth grade. And the stuff that would come out of his mouth, and if there are people around at the club, or we were back in the kitchen, or they're playing cards, I would try not to laugh because he got self-conscious about it. And I'd be like, And they say, what do you know about the. Listen, Billy, I can navigate the English language just fine, okay? But he was all right. He used to get aggravated. Hey, Irish Jimmy Joe, thank you, buddy. Thank you. That's in good faith. That's in good faith. Thank you. I feel bad about trying to strong arm. No, but as far as psychology is and therapy is, because, uh, um, thank you, my man. Uh, Ireland. What about Dolores from the Cranberries? I give psychology. I used to have clients years ago uh, where I'd give therapy, couples therapy, addiction therapy, stuff like that. You know, zombie, zombie, it's in your head. You know what? I'm a therapist. It's in your head. Those civil wars out there. Oh my gosh, the IRA, man, those wars. Mm. So yeah, thank you, folks. Thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna promote that if somebody offline here needs some emotional support for anything, uh, I will give that to them. Not for free though. Not for free. Not for free. So whatever happens with that happens with that. Yeah. Yeah. Another song, Jimmy Joe, Invisible Sun from The Police. There has to be an invisible sun. Watch that video, and there's a war going on, and it's a it's a uh, it's a song that they didn't put out, promote, but it's called Invisible Sun. Yeah. So with words they tried to jail you. What else we got? Yeah. Belfast. Woo! Think America's bad, folks? When you see military tanks and martial law going down the street, you might have to put another lock on the door or get yourself a weapon or something to try to protect yourself. We're spoiled over here in America. We're just spoiled. Well, they tried to elect some communists in this past election, but well, I better not talk about that because they'll shut me down. They'll shut me down. They'll shut me down. Yeah. Ooh. but they got good architecture and stuff like that. If there's anything left, these European countries, they got architecture and buildings from centuries ago, even like Italy, Belgium, Brussels. They've beautiful. I'd love if I had money, I'd go visit these, you know, cities that are centuries old. So, thank you, James Rockford, and thank you, Irish Jimmy. That's funny, Irish Jimmy Joe, because I'm Joe and my brother's name is Jimmy, and he's in town after 15 years. Well, yes, freedom must be. I can't, you know, my elders and forefathers fought in many wars, and then I got aggravated on here, and I started going nuts. Well, I can't do it. You're James. Who is this Irish Jimmy Joe? I'm what? My brother's James Joseph. Is this some kind of practical joke on me? Is that you, Jimmy? My brother's James Joseph. You can't make this stuff up. Well, that's my brother, Irish Jimmy. I got an Irish brother now. That's cool. Just the Truth Serum family. The Truth Serum family. What a long way. Jimmy! Jimmy! I know. That would be something, Ivan Lord. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, all right. I got brain damage. I can't remember a lot of different things, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Ivan Lore, how you feeling, man? Ivan Lore's been riding in this car a long time. Yeah. So yeah. I was going down the street and I saw a kid riding a bike and he come over and he said, "Yeah, it's really cold out here." And then I was like, "Hey, you got to get home and everything." And hey, Callum, Happy New Year's, Callum. Irish rules, all right? Listen to daddy, do your schoolwork, and you'll succeed. All right, Callum? You'll succeed like your daddy. He's 15. All right. That's how we do it here, folks. We're all family. We're all family. That's how we do it here. I could tell you're raising a good boy there. So, yeah. I have a daughter. She's 36 years old. She works overseas. So it's just me all alone. I need a co host. Yeah. Mm. They got outside for yeah. I took my walk. I took my old man walk today. It's 10 degrees, but there was no wind and the sun felt nice. Yeah. Uh, all right. Thank you, Vivian. Have a good time. Yeah. So I got my old man walking, Ivan. Yeah. I got it in. So yeah. Don't take any wooden nickels, Callum. Don't take any wooden nickels. All right. uh, so yeah. I was just trying to talk about when people owe the mob and all that. You see, they had the Niagara River when you can't retrieve anything out of the Niagara River. They go over that falls, and there's you can't retrieve anything out of the Niagara River. You know, that's just that. Oh, and I got some more juice with the cabin out in the woods. Remember I told you about the car I had to clean up in the other video? Uh I got some other juice on that cabin, the death cabin out there that they had on real nice Mother Nature property. And I got some more juice. um, on that cabin, and that lake there. You know, there's a lake of fire and then there's a lake of death. But I think they had to hire scuba divers or something. But we'll get into that down the road. We'll get into that down the road. Yeah, you know, yeah, yeah. That Benadryl, you drinking that Benadryl? Yeah, okay. You'd be flying high. Yeah, Ivan. Tonight's the football game, Ohio State against Texas. And then what a game that was last night. Notre Dame pulled it off. Wow. So Ohio State looks so good. Their offense and defense just look better than half the professional teams out there. Holy cow. Yeah. Sit down, relax, have a bite to eat. I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing. I'll probably do this till the game starts. Yeah, college ball. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have weird lights in my sky over here. I got weird lights. They got all these drones going around. I think some of these drones are data collectors. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who knows what the government does? You know, I gotta behave. I gotta be a good boy, and I don't want to talk too much because, you know, I would do mafia stories. I would do mafia stories and worry about some things and try to be as respectful as I could. But you got to worry about the government more than the mob. You got to worry about the government. Jeez, you know, you got to worry about them. But a lot of the guys are passed away, and guys like Angelo, I don't want any new updates on him. He was ill. He was ill, doing a million years in prison, and I don't know what happened because I started doing stories, and then people came out of the woodwork. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. So whatever, whatever, you know. It is disrespectful. It is disrespectful. But when he was in the crew and everything, yeah, he used to panhandle me. I used to do him a lot of favors, and then he would come short with the money. So whatever. But he didn't rat. He didn't rat. And then the guy he didn't rat on ratted on him. So we could talk about the rat tube, mob tube, soap opera, and everything else. But, you know, so he's doing life in prison and he's honorable. Well, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he had the phone in there. It costs money to put the time on the phone, and I'm not paying. I don't have money. I'm not paying to send him money to his commissary. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. He was hollering and screaming. Remember that? Check out those old videos, boy. He was hollering and screaming. But he got ill. He got ill. He got ill. you know. And then he's trying to take advantage of me. Ange, I'm broke over here. I'm on limited income. I can't just send you whatever. So he didn't rat, and the guy he didn't rat on ratted on him. Yeah. And that other guy didn't last long. They should have traded places. It would have worked out better. He's living long to old age in jail, and the other guy was a free man and didn't last long, I reckon. So they should have traded places. It would have worked out better. That's all. So, yeah. We got some good juice coming down the line, folks. We'll keep the show going. I appreciate that. No, Irish Jimmy. No, I didn't. No. Uh-uh. I would hear about people going, back then. I'm older. That was an older era back then. You know, that was an older era. Richard Pryor used to play. Richard Pryor, the comedian. He started up playing in the Mafia clubs. Richard Pryor, the comedian. He started playing in the Mafia clubs, and he worked his way up. Richard Pryor. Wow. Mm, yeah. Then I think he transformed around, and then he was doing regular stuff. Then the old wise guys got him drunk, and everything, and he got loosened up, and then he found his comfort. They're starting up, and they're just fine tuning their craft. They're fine tuning their craft when they're starting off, and then they know their game. They know, and then boom, the rest is history. Yeah, good old Richard Pryor. He set himself on fire. Hmm. He might have been the one that started the California fires. That crack-a-lacka. He probably started half of them. No, God bless and God rest Richard Pryor. God bless him and God rest him. Richard Pryor. They had real comedians. There was real entertainment back then. Now, all the media and all the shows are all fruity pie, woked out, freak shows, guys kissing guys on TV, and all that. It all went to crap. Mm, yeah. Yeah, Irish. You watch commercials, they're disgusting. Everything's fruity pie. Everything's fruity. They don't have writers to write good content for their daily programming. No creativity. Why? They're all DEI hacks. You know, there's no talent when everything goes woke and DEI. There's no talent. There's no talent. I could write four shows a month. They have no talent. Yeah. That's why the NBA is all done here in America, Irish. The NBA, they went political. They started writing all that stuff on the courts, and now all the NBA is a 3-point contest, and all these fairies with pink sneakers on, they're all shooting 3-pointers. Their product is garbage. The NBA is garbage. How about getting some burly centers to post up in the middle and play some real basketball? All these freaking lipstick uh players that are making huge contracts, and their ratings are plummeting. Their ratings are plummeting. Boring, 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 boring. All woke, all politicized, and all 3-point contests. They're done. They deserve to rot on the vine. They deserve it. They deserve. They got what they bargained for. They don't even know what their demographic. They don't even know the demographics of their viewers. What do they think their viewers are? All fat black ladies? Who do they think their demographic is? Or all fruity pies? No, no, no. Hey Jojo, you're late. You just got out of work. That's all right. I don't have anything against. My best friends were black. My daughter's mixed. I got nothing against. I ain't got nothing against that. My daughter's mixed. I just call it like I see it. I call it like I see it. If they were Mexican or anything else, I'd call it out the same way. Everybody's so everybody's so emotional and fragile and all that. Oh, he's prejudiced. He said fat black lady. Well, they just happen to be fat and they happen to be black, and that's the way I see it. And they're in politics and they're scrubs. They're on sports panels and they're scrubs. I want to get my sports from a man. Now, there's a couple good women sportscasters that I do like. I do like. They hired a woman coach for the Seattle Kraken hockey team. Another DEI scrub. A Seattle. Well, this is the most physical sport. You got all these guys in their 20s, these hockey players, and they got no. We don't need that. That's why they're stinking up the joint. They got a 25-year-old lady telling them how to play hockey because she played college hockey and she's an expert on it. It's even in hockey. Yeah. Hockey. Another DEI scrub. Yeah. Mm-mm. When they going to start having NFL women head coaches? NFL women head coaches. That's next. That's coming next. NBA women head coaches. That's coming next. Other DEI garbage. It's men's sports. It's called men's sports. Can you and the ladies in the locker room? Can you imagine what she's telling these tough hockey players? Yeah, when you get to the boards, you should hit them out. They're sitting there crawling out of their skin, listening to this lady coach, and they're going, "Wow, wow, wow." The Seattle Kraken. Seattle, that other woked out city, that other woked out city out there, Seattle, Washington, that woked out, fruity pied out. Yeah. It's no surprise that they got a DEI lady coach over there. Go coach college women's hockey. That's what you should do. Go back and coach college women's hockey. Yeah. Juju, the LA mayor, Karen Bass, they put the microphone in her face. She was so worried about taking her trip to Africa, she froze. She couldn't answer the question. She just sat there like this. Another DEI hire while the freaking state's burning up. Governor Newsom and all that. Watch the beginning of this. They're all fruity pied out. California's a freak show. They tried to infiltrate the schools and the elementary system and tried to turn all the children into freaks out there. They don't care if the state's burning up. They turn the water off. Who turned the water off? By the way, you got an ocean right there too. Sick. Sick. Demented. They thought they were going to pull a trick. They thought Kamala was going to get hired and they could continue with all this sanctuary states. So when Holman gets in office, this is the last we're going to talk about politics. When Department of Homeland Security czar Holman gets elected, gets in his position, we'll see what happens to your sanctuary states, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see. We'll see what happens to those mayors and governors. You want to harbor fugitives? You want to harbor illegals? Get your toothbrush and underwear. They'll all be going to jail. So keep your eyes and ears open for early February when Holman cleans house. Yeah. Yeah, Juju, they ran out of water, I guess. Newsflash, there's an ocean right there. You got mega pumps. They don't care. But they defend those evil politicians. They vote those politicians in. So California, your state's burning up. You got what you voted for. You got what you voted for. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, they couldn't get the emergency broadcast system right, the notification system right. Why? Because they had DEI hires in there. They don't know how to work the emergency system. And they got the fire trucks on the streets, and they can't. There's the water's turned off in the water hydrants. What's going on here? What's going on? The last I knew, they've been having wildfires since the beginning of time. This isn't just something that just came about. They've always historically had wildfires, and they'll continue to have wildfires. All the pipes and plumbing under the streets, the infrastructure is eroding away because they don't know how to allocate money in their budgets. It's a freak show out there. They're misallocating money in the budgets, and now turn the TV on, and that's what they get. They got what they voted for. That's all. I don't cry a river for them. I don't cry a river for them. Move from California. Move. I don't cry a river. I know there's innocent people that are affected and everything else, but I'm sorry. Yeah. Yep, Juju. Wait till Oprah comes in and says, well, we got some cheap land for sale over here. Palisades, Malibu. Yeah. We've seen this movie before, huh? They don't care. They try to dumb the people down. They dumb you down. They try to hypnotize you, turn you into sheeple, so then they could get a curveball over the plate, and you don't even realize what's going on. Well, yeah. James Rockford says firefighters wearing their dresses while fighting fires. Here's a Scooby snack, James Rockford. There was a guy on a bike, Hicks or Wicks. I think John Hicks or John Wicks. He's on a motorcycle. He's got 1 million subscribers. He's going all around the fires, all over. It's a half-hour video. He's got a camera on his helmet. Boom, 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 boom. And they didn't know how to connect the hose to the fire hydrant, even though the fire hydrant there was no water. They turned the water off anyways. They got these DEI fruity pies over there that can't even man a hose or a fire hydrant. And the fire trucks are just watching the place. Everything's burning up. Watch that video. It's John Wick or John Hicks. He's got 1 million subscribers. He lives out there, and he went and he recorded all of that stuff. It's just, there's no fire trucks. There's no nothing. Is it Hicks, James Rockford? And it's just there. It looks like okay, James Rockford. Yes. It looks like an apocalypse. After a bombing. And there's nothing happening. Governor Newsom, he's up there, Karen Bass, the LA mayor, she just looked like a deer in headlights. She's too worried about taking her trip to Africa. Keep electing these people. Just keep electing these people, and well, you got what you got. That's all. John Travolta is allegedly going to make another video, another movie. John Travolta, allegedly, he's heading back out to California. He's going to do a sequel to Disco Inferno. Allegedly. Disco Inferno Part 2. So, allegedly, Yeah, you know, burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Burn, baby, burn. Hey, how do you like me now? Yeah, yeah. Forgive me, God. I know I don't want to sound too evil or anything, but these folks got to wake up. They're not woke, they're asleep. The woke people are asleep. They're sheeple. They're sheeple. So, thank you everybody for coming in here. This is an hour and 10 minutes. Juju, thanks for coming in. James Rockford, thank you for your support. Thank you for your donation. Juju, Irish Jimmy Joe. Yeah, come on. All right, Irish Jimmy Joe. Hang in there. Just watch the notification bell because I'm starting to get better at this. And I will put the video up before I do it so you folks have a heads up. Okay. So thank you for hanging out with me, Jimmy James Joseph. Thank you. And thank you, Callum. Stay great, Callum. Stay great, bro. Lee Montoya, 7 wives for seven, seven brides. I'm going to tell a little story about the guy, this guy, Gino. Just stay tuned. We got all kinds of juice coming here. Thank you, Irish Jimmy Joe. Thank you, and James Rockford. I appreciate your support, man. I need every penny I could get, believe me. I don't even have a car. EB23, Ivan Lore, Vivian. All right. I got my own crew in here. I got my own EB23. So there you have it, folks. Be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Hang in there. Keep your mind together. Don't get on substances and, don't party too hard. You can always make a comeback. I was dead for 2 hours. I was on life support for a year. I was supposed to be brain dead. You can make a comeback, folks. You can make a comeback. The world is a vampire. It wants that blood. No. Put on the spiritual armor. Keep your head on straight. Don't party too hard. And then you could get to where you want to go. Get to be prosperous and lead fulfilling lives. Enjoy your relationships. Enjoy your style of living. Enjoy. We want to laugh and be happy. All right, folks. So keep posted, and I'll be doing another one. I do my videos all the time, so just keep watching. Thank you for your support, and I appreciate it all. And we're just gonna keep rocking up till we get to 2,000 subscribers. And I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm not gonna swear. I'm not gonna do anything crazy anymore. I learned my lesson. We're just gonna rock out. That's all. Thank you, folks. God bless you all, and let the spiritual world bless you. Whatever you believe in, grab your blessings and stay focused. Thank you, folks.